Ladies and gentlemen, behold. Wait, what? Ladies and gentlemen, behold. They made a moose!
Sorry, folks, we're closed for 2 weeks to clean and repair America's favorite family fun park. Sorry.
Well, hello there. Welcome back to Hedgehog Action. I am, of course, Hedgehog Action, aka the Hedgehog, aka JD, aka Jonathan, aka the man in the $1 million suit. And it is Legions Con week, ready for Mythic weekend. Get hype! That's right, Legions Con 2022 happens this weekend. It's essentially almost a whole week, really, of festivities. I believe Intern for a Day is happening on Thursday. Congrats to all of those who are making it to Intern for a Day. As an intern, veteran myself, I can tell you there is no experience like it. You guys are just going to have an amazing experience. So happy for you. Can't wait to hear all the stories. Then, of course, on Friday, it's G-Con, when the Four Horsemen will be announcing the Necronominus wave. Everybody's totally pumped about that. And then, of course, Legions Con happens Saturday and Sunday at the La Quinta Inn NC Caucus. Can't wait for that. Can't wait to see many of you there. And again, for those of you who can't make it to Legions Con 2022, don't worry. Not everybody can go to everything. You'll still be able to follow along. G-Con is largely an online event. That should be awesome, and you'll be able to check out all the cool sights and scenes, I'm sure, online all weekend. With it being Legions Con week and it being Mythic weekend this weekend, of course, I had to get in at least one more Mythic Legions review. And so today, we are taking a look at the Four Horsemen Studios Mythic Legions Alethea Wave Xylona's Flock Alder the Moose. They made a moose! That's become something of a running joke in my house, because ever since I got my hands on Alder the Moose, there's just something stunning about the fact that they just went and made a damn moose, and I constantly exclaim that all the time. They made a moose! So much so that my kids are even saying it now. Again, Alder is this guy right here. Very impressive moose. Yet another mount for the Mythic Legions ranks of, I believe that there are 6 now. The first mounts, of course, were Balius and Aethon from the Arethyr wave, then Phobos and Alder, then Phlogius, and then Boreas. So I don't know if I'm missing one, not really counting Apharius right now, although he does have the horse body. So he's one of 6 mounts now, one of 4 that have actually come out. Yeah, I believe that the Alethea wave pre-order ran from late 2020 into early 2021. I double-checked on Store Horsemen. It looks like I had made my Alethea pre-order. It looks like the first week of January 2021. That was probably right near the end. And then, of course, the Alethea wave hit just this past summer. Really pumped up about it. But when the Alethea wave was announced, I was impressed, like most of the rest of the toy collecting community, at the fact that the Four Horsemen had the audacity, went ahead and made a damn moose. But at the time, I wasn't doing all-ins yet, and I was like, you know, the moose is impressive, it's very cool, but I'm just going to go with figures right now. I don't need mounts right now. I don't need it to take up that much space. Probably should have gotten the moose then. So what that means is I didn't get my hands on Alder the Moose until RetroCon, when I bought it straight from the Four Horsemen there at RetroCon, along with several other members of the Alethea wave that I had not previously grabbed. And of course, like I said, as soon as I opened him up when I got him home, just so impressed by the grandeur of this giant moose. And I looked at him, I'm like, can a moose be figure of the year? Alder the Moose is from Xylona's Flock. He does not have a bio on his box, as most of the mounts do not. But if you check out Source Horsemen, there's actually varying information as to whether or not there are or will be bios for the varying mounts. Aethon and Balius, again, I think were the two first mounts for Mythic Legions. On Source Horsemen, you know, their bios just read that the mounts or the horses didn't come with bios, that, you know, they don't have bios. Alder the Moose, his bio section on Source Horsemen is different. It actually says coming soon, that there is a bio coming. Phobos also says something similar to Alder the Moose. Makes sense, they're in the same wave. Also says coming, that there's a bio coming. Phlogius does have a one-liner. It says something to the effect of Poxus, you know, rides Phlogius down the roads of Mythos, like causing pestilence or something like that. And then you've got Boreas, the latest mount to be announced, at least as of the date of this recording, has a full-on, very in-depth, very cool bio. So, I don't know, it sort of sounds like there might be bios coming for the mounts that don't have them yet, and that would include Alder the Moose. If you count Apharius the Centaur, he's over here. Over here. Oh, and then of course we've got the Headless Horseman's mount as well, which just came out before Halloween. So I guess there's 7 mounts. 7, 7, 7, 8 if you would include Apharius. But enough background. Let's take a look at Alder the Moose, one of the most impressive figures I think I've probably ever taken a look at. So here we go. My review of the 4 Horsemen Studios, Mythic Legions, Alithia Wave, Xylona's Flock, Alder the Moose.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, they made a moose. 4 Horsemen made a moose, and his name is Alder, and we're here to take a look at him today. What a magnificent specimen this guy really is. So let's get right into it. Let's start at the beginning. So first we start off with the front view, like Alder's just, you know, sizing you up, rolling up to you, looking you dead in the eye. And, you know, we're taking a look at the front view of Alder first, because this gives us the view of probably his most impressive characteristic, and that is, or are, his antlers. And I did look it up. They are called antlers. I wasn't sure if there was another name for them. I wasn't sure if there was another name for them, like his rack or whatever, but those are antlers growing out of his head. And they are removable if you want to take them out for whatever reason, but I can't imagine ever wanting to display Alder without his massive antlers. But the cool thing is, because of the way they attach right into those little holes on the side of his head, you can reposition them to your preferred degree of angle here, the angle of the antlers. So you can adjust your antler angle, and you can see right away an incredibly expressive face. I'm no moose expert, but this looks so realistic to me. You can even see the folds of his long moose nose and his loose moose lips. The eyes look so lifelike and beautiful. You can see all the texturing on his face and the different paint shades that really make it look like he's got, you know, fur right on his face there. The head is removable, easily comes off. There's the peg right there and a hole right there. Gives him pretty good range here. I mean, he's got a pretty big head, and the head easily comes on and off. There you go. So theoretically, I guess you could swap out his moose head if you so desired. Now we're getting a profile look of Alder, and you can truly see his the full capability of his grandeur here. Just how big he is. He's got his little moose beard here underneath his head, and you can see the texturing on his neck for all his moose fur. It's shaded to give it great depth. The body is a little bit more sheer here. You can see the browns and the darker browns, giving him even more texture throughout his whole body. And you can also see his harness here and his saddle. And the saddle and saddle blanket and all the little belts and things here are, you know, if you have any of the other mounts, you're familiar with, it's kind of a very, very soft almost rubbery plastic that easily moves with any figures you have on him. The stirrups here, you can easily get a figure's feet into. There's even a faux blanket on the back there. Some very cool detail. And yes, I will address the moose in the room, and that is Alder does come with a set of reins, and there's a bit with the reins that fits right into 2 holes on either side of his mouth. I cannot find the reins right now, and that is part of a risk that's endemic with if you have any figures just around. I was just so in love with Alder. I had to have him around on the first floor where many action figures do not usually dwell, and the kids are free to pick him up and play with him. And he got moved around a bunch, so his reins are somewhere up here on the first floor. I looked all over, couldn't find him, but we'll find the reins. He does have a bit and reins that a figure can hold on to. Now we'll take a look at the back. Alder the moose got back here. And why am I showing you his moose butt? Because he even has a little tail here that is hinged, and you can move it around back and forth, up and down. In case there's Alder from the reverse profile, cutting still a very impressive picture here. And then back to the front. Oh, you're getting a good idea here. The biggest thing that I want to convey about this moose is that he just looks so great when he's just standing there. You know what I mean? Some figures are awesome when you get them into your hands and you move them around and things like that, get them into poses. To me, Alder the moose is just a spectacle just sitting there. And the thing is, he's a spectacle in a different way than like Arathir and Aethon are, right? Arathir and Aethon are a spectacle together because of all of the ridiculous detail and all the things going on. Alder the moose just looks like a moose in toy form. It's kind of hard to explain. I just think the subtle details give it such realism that I feel like I could stare at this guy for hours. His face just has such a wonderful expression, and there is a little bit of a twist there. So there's a lot of movement here. Again, in the back legs, they go back. There's another pretty good half circle hinge here at the haunch. And then the reverse knee, is that what you call it? There's another hinge there and a twist. I'm bad at showing articulation. I'm still learning how to do it. And then a little hinge at the hoof down there, and a little bit of a twist there. Anyway, but listen, he still cuts an impressive figure. I could see this guy being used in a bunch of really great, fall pictures. There's a lot of leaves around here right now, so I could see him, Alder, being used in some wonderful fall time pics. And he is going to be a mainstay for the next couple of months for me, because I have a feeling he's going to fit in a nice little Thanksgiving theme for some photos. And then, of course, he's going to be a part of the Christmas display, as I intimated earlier, because, and I looked this up too, one thing I did not know, did you know that the moose is considered a type of deer? I didn't know that. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. There are some deer-like qualities. He does have antlers here, but according to the Division of Fish and Wildlife Service, FWS.gov, a moose is considered a type of deer. I didn't know that. I had no idea, but there it is. That's Alder the moose. So next up, of course, again, Alder the moose is a mount, so I thought it would make sense. It might be fun to see what Alder looks like with a few guys riding his back. First of all, we have also from Xylona's flock, we have Bryophytus riding his back here. Kind of a cool look, although you're going to want to take off or move out of the way Bryophytus' little loincloth here, because it does get in the way of him sitting on the saddle. But I still do think he looks kind of cool. Two, friends of the forest together here. Ooh, this one I like a lot. Here we have, also from Xylona's flock, we have original Artemis, Artemis 1 on the back of Alder here. I think they look really cool. They could be an excellent duo for some forest-like pictures. Artemis on the Alder mount. But truth be told, I think Bardrick is probably the easiest match for Alder here. Again, both of Xylona's flock, both from the Alithia wave, and they look fantastic together. So there we go. Bardrick on Alder.
Bang! So there you have it. That's my review of Alder the Moose. Four Horsemen Studios, Mythic Legions, Alder the Moose from the Alithia wave. And as you can tell, I freaking love this figure. Alder the Moose is so much fun to have. I think he's going to be a part of my Christmas display this year. I'm cooking up something in that regard too. So that's it. Probably my last review before Legions Con. I have another one planned that I don't know if I'm going to have time to get done or not. If I do, great. If not, I think Alder the Moose is a great way to send us into Legions Con weekend. Again, if you're heading to Legions Con this weekend, come say what's up. I can't wait to chill with everyone and you know, get to know everybody a little bit better and just have a great time hanging out in this awesome Legions community. And again, for those that aren't able to make it this year, no worries. You'll still be able to enjoy it from afar online, especially G-Con on Friday and all the different pictures and videos and live streams and stuff that's going to be going on all weekend. I think I saw a post just the other day that Jeremy said that I think his workshop or one of his workshops is going to be live streamed, so the people that can't make it can still partake, which is freaking awesome. I love that. And again, you know, who knows, maybe next year it'll work out and you can attend with us. But you know, one way or another, enjoy the weekend with the rest of the community, whether you're there in person or not, is my advice to you. And that's it. That's the review. So I've just got one more thing to say. Remember the #1 rule: be cool. Later.